Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Okay. Oh, wait. Oops. Sorry. Wait. I have prepared the intro, but I forgot where I put it, so I'm just gonna skip it. Okay. Oh, let me post on X. Let me post on X. I'm wearing a Santa hat today. It is almost a month before Christmas, so I made the thumbnail a little bit Christmassy. Okay. English study stream. Okay. こっちの方が良かったか。Oh, and forgot to I wanna share. And then, okay. Sorry to taking so long. Let's start with review time as usual. Okay. Let's go. Dispensable. Dispensable means dispense. Dispense means easy to discard. So it's like dispensable. It's like thing that is not necessary, easy to put out away, something like that. Dispensable. Ooh, more than you need and therefore not necessary, that can be gotten rid of. Quite alright. I realized most of the items in my closet are dispensable. I could donate a lot of them. I couldn't come up with the example, so I'm gonna put it hard. Constituent. I have no idea. One of the parts that our substance or combination is made of. Caffeine is the main constituent of drinks such as tea and coffee. Coffee is the main constituent of one of the parts. Constitutes. Put it hard. Significant. Significant is like important or very different. Significant change is like very different, a big difference or big change. Significant. The document you wrote was significant, important or noticeable. You made a significant contribution to the creation of this book. Good. Customary is like custom, habit. They customarily celebrate Christmas with family, something like that. Usually, but more focused on adherence to established customs or traditions. It's customary for Americans to shake hands when they meet someone. It's customary. Customary, is that a noun? Customary. Adjective. This is kind of wrong, I guess. Give me some casual examples of using the word customary. Ooh, the ChatGPT is heavy today. Give me some casual examples of the word customary. It's customary for us to have a big family dinner on Sundays. In this office, it's customary. It's customary. Is it customary to take? Customary means usual. It's usual. Usual thing. Adjective. It's usual ってことか。It's usual for Americans to shake hands. Draw. Draw means like get attention or just like physically draw. Withdraw. Something like that. So you can say, what was the example? She wears 2 watches to draw people's attention. Is he wearing a watch on both wrists to draw attention to himself? You can't draw a conclusion without listening to everyone's opinion. Classify. Classify is a verb that means to categorize or also means to make a statement publicly. Classify. I don't classify tomato as a fruit, or they classified the result of the court to officially state that the information is secret. Oh, it's kind of different. The government classified the documents. I don't get how they classify this as being French food. Opportunist. 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 Opportunist is like opportunist. Someone who use someone for their selfish reason. Someone who tries to get power or an advantage in every situation, often with focus on their self-interest. I thought she was a friend, but she was actually an opportunist, contacting me only when she needed something. That's right. Familiarize. I have no idea. Familiarize often suggests a more active effort or international process of learning, while get used to conveys gradual adoption. It took some time to familiarize myself with the new phones. Okay. Done. So let's move on to chapters. So today I'm gonna do from chapter 21 to hopefully chapter 25. So let's do it. First sentence. Development studies is an extraordinary broad field that has only relatively recently attained a high level of credibility and official status among college and universities, especially in regions with a colonial history. Credible. Attain means achieve. To reach or success in getting something. You can only attain your goals if you keep growing and developing. He has attained the highest grade in his music exams. Credibility, the fact that someone or something can be believed or trusted. You won't be fired if you miss the deadline, but you lose a lot of credibility. Before buying anything online, I always check the credibility of the seller. Credible. Able to believe or trust it. Colonial. Get it? Development studies is an extraordinary broad field that has only relatively recently attained a high level of credibility and official status among college and universities, especially in regions with colonial history. What is the theme of this chapter? Twenty-one is about development studies. Interesting. It has only relatively recently attained a high level of credibility. Okay. Next. What is this? The primary catalyst for its rise to prominence. Oh my god, I forgot everything. Prominence in the mid-20th century was scholars and academics leveraging it as a response to growing concerns about the economic outlook for poor countries, plagued by... Oh my god, I have forgot everything, literally. As a result of World War II, the primary catalyst means something that makes a chemical reaction happen more quickly without itself being changed. I think this injection of cash will act as a catalyst for our company really taking off. What is catalyst? Trigger. The teacher's encouragement acted as a catalyst for the student's academic success. Catalyst. What's the difference between catalyst and trigger? Catalyst and trigger both describe things that cause an event or reaction, but they differ in their nuances and typical usage. Catalyst definition: something that causes a change or speeds up a process, often indirectly or without being consumed in the process. Often positive or neutral, associated with initiating or accelerating a transformation. Our speech was the catalyst for the new policy changes. The invention of the internet was a catalyst for the digital age. Catalyst enable or accelerates change, but doesn't directly cause the event in a straightforward way. And trigger definition: a specific event or action that directly causes an immediate reaction or event. Often neutral, but can have a more abrupt or even negative tone, especially in emotional context. The argument was the trigger for their breakup. Loud noises can trigger his anxiety. A trigger causes something to happen immediately and directly. Okay. Similar to trigger, but trigger is immediate and direct. Immediate. 그래, そのまま書いておくか。Okay. Prominence means the state of being easily seen or well known. Rise to prominence means become famous. Although his channel currently has millions of subscribers, it rose to prominence due to the initial success of a couple of videos. Her talent and hard work helped her gain prominence in the music industry. Prominence. Prominence. Famous と prominence は違うのか。What's the difference between prominence and famous? The state of being important, noticeable, or standing out in a particular context refers more to being highly visible or significant rather than just well known. Someone or something can have prominence without being widely recognized by everyone. Used in both formal and specific contexts, such as someone's importance in a particular field or physical feature that stands out. Being widely known or recognized by many people, often beyond a specific context. Associated with being well known to the public, often for accomplishments, personality, or entertainment. Prominence focuses on importance or standing out in a specific area. Famous focuses on being widely known by many people. Okay. Prominence. Prominence. Standing out or being important, often within a specific context. Being widely recognized or known by many people. The author's prominence is literally circles eventually made her famous among the general public. Okay. Outlook. The likely future situation. What's the employment outlook for Europe this year? Person's way of understanding and thinking about something. Having a positive outlook improves your health enormously. Itoshika. Outlook. So sad. Lag. To cause worry, pain, or difficulty to someone or something over a period of time. My company is plagued by a lack of leadership. My shoulders being plagued me all week. Recession. A period when the economy of country is not successful and conditions for business are bad. Okay. Leverage. To use something that you already have in order to achieve something new or better. Okay. I don't think I can do until chapter 25. The primary catalyst for its rise to prominence in the mid-20th century was scholars, academics leveraging it as a response to growing concerns about the economic outlook for poor countries plagued by recession as a result of World War II. Scholars and academics leveraging it was the primary catalyst. The primary catalyst for its rise to prominence of development studies was scholars and academics leveraging it as a response to growing concerns about the economic outlook for poor countries plagued by recession as a result of World War II. Scholars and academics leveraging it. Leveraging development study as a response to growing concerns about. Okay. Next. There was a realization that economic policies in isolation could not eliminate issues such as malnutrition, poverty, and lack of education, and that a more interdisciplinary approach with greater breadth was required to resolve them. There was a realization that economic policies in isolation. Economic policy in isolation. In isolation. In isolation も書いとくか。in isolation. In isolation ないのか。What does in isolation mean? Separately, on its own, or without considering anything else. The comment seems rude in isolation, but it makes sense when you hear the whole conversation. The experiment's results should not be interpreted in isolation. Other factors need to be considered. Is recovering in isolation to prevent the spread of the infection. Okay. That economic policies in isolation, the economic policy by itself could not eliminate issues such as malnutrition. Malnutrition means physical weakness and bad health caused by having too little food or too little of the types of food necessary for good health. Malnutrition, poverty and lack of education, and that more interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary means involving two or more different subjects or areas of knowledge. An interdisciplinary approach to the problem. With greater breadth means the distance from one side to another, not only physical but also in scope or range. How do I pronounce this again?
Breath.
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 Breath. Greater breadth. The breadth of his knowledge on the subject was impressive. The breadth and depth of knowledge he has is just amazing. To resolve them. Okay. Next. The career prospects. The career prospects. Prospects. I think I know this word. Prospects. Nah. Prospects means expect, the possibility that something good might happen in the future. Prospects. This player is definitely a great prospect, but it's going to be a few more years before he is finished article. Few more years before he is the finished article. There's not much prospect that this war will be over soon. What's the difference between prospect and expect? Expect. the possibility or likelihood of something happening in the future. It can also mean an opportunity or a person considered for a role. Refers to potential outcomes or opportunities. It's more speculative or uncertain. To believe or think that something will happen, often with a sense of certainty or anticipation. Focuses on what you believe will occur. Prospect is about the possibility or chance of something happen. Expect is about believing something will happen. The prospect of promotion excites him. I expect him to call me later. Prospect refers to possibilities or opportunities. The prospect of rain is high today. The prospect of rain means to anticipate or believe something will happen. I expect it to rain later. 무수히 나. Prospect is about the possibility or chance of something happen. Expect is about believing something will happen, more certain, less certain. Refers to possibilities or opportunities. The prospect of rain is high today. Can you explain more? Can you explain more?ちょっと重たいな。これでいいか。Prospect, a chance possibility. Expect, to believe or anticipate. Examples: I expect her to call me later. I believe she will call because it's planned or likely. The teacher expects the students to do their homework. The teacher believes the students should complete it because it's their responsibility. I didn't expect to enjoy the movie so much. I didn't think it would happen, but it did. Okay. Expect. The prospect of new city. The prospect of moving to a new city excites me. The idea or possibility of moving is exciting, but it hasn't happened yet. The company is evaluating new business prospects. They are looking at possible opportunities for future business growth. The prospects of rain tomorrow is making us rethink our picnic plans. There's a chance it might rain, so they are reconsidering. Prospect, about possibilities or chances. About believing something will happen. Focuses on the likelihood or opportunity of something happening. Focuses on anticipation or belief that something will occur. Neutral or descriptive, suggests a level of confidence or assumption. むずいな。Prospects. Prospect, expect. prospect と expect の違いを学びましょう。prospect 将来何かが起こる可能性に言及する。expect is like hoping something would happen. Prospect is more neutral, like likelihood. I think in a way it's interchangeable. Well, I'm just gonna move on. The career. This is not. This is career. Career. The career prospects for graduates specializing in this area are similarly diverse. Many go on to careers. これも違うな。Careers in federal and municipal government, non-government organizations, development consulting firms, and educational institutions. Why is it so hard? The career prospects for graduates specializing in this area are similarly diverse. この分野で学位を取得した卒業生のキャリアの見通しも同じく多様で。The career prospects. In this sentence, what does career mean? Smile emoji. In this sentence, career refers to a person's long-term professional journey or occupation. It is about the kind of... Where is it? It is about the kind of work or field someone specializes in over a significant part of their life rather than a single job. Career, a long-term professional or path of work. Career prospects means career itself believe career prospect does not mean career itself, but rather refers to the future opportunities or possibilities related to a specific career or profession. Career prospects refers to the future opportunities. The prospect. So in this context, context. Oh my god, I cannot spell. Prospect is a noun. Yes, in this phrase, career prospects is a noun. It refers to the future opportunities or responsibilities related to a person's career. Okay. The career prospects for graduates specializing in this area are also diverse. Many go on to careers in federal ってなんだっけ federal like how do you say it? Federal relating to the central government and not to the government of a region of some countries such as the US. Federal. いっか。And municipal government. Municipal.
Municipal.
Of or belonging to a town or city. This is a municipal swimming pool. Municipal government. What is that? 自治体 Municipal government. Non-government organizations, development consulting firms, and educational institutions. Okay. So the field of development studies is really diverse. So the career prospects for graduates also diverse. ってことか。Oh, this is a tough chapter. Okay. Still 21 and it's 10:46 already. Let's move on to chapter 22. Okay. Chapter 22 is about warfare. What constitutes a just war? Huh? What is that? What constitute just war has been debated for thousands of years. Some assert that is never justified in any scenario, while others, believing there are certain situations where it is undeniably warranted, reject this view. Undeniably is like impossible to deny. Warranted is like needed or something. Deserved. Okay, assert means to state a fact or belief confidently and forcefully. He asserts that she stole money from him. During the debates, she asserted her position on the issue with conviction. Assert. Insist とは違うか。Assert. Where is assert? Assert. assert 314 OK, assert 主張する断言する You should assert yourself more in workplace assert と insist は似てるけど違うのか What's the difference between assert and insist? Not assault. Verbs related to expressing something strongly. Assert. To state something clearly and confidently, often in a way that shows you believe it to be true, but without necessarily demanding or pressing for it. She asserted that she was right about the issue. She stated confidently that she was right. He asserted in his right to speak at the meeting. He confidently stated his entitlement to speak. Insist to demand something formally and refuse to accept anything else, often repeatedly. It conveys a stronger, more forceful stance than assert. She insisted on paying for dinner. She strongly, repeatedly demanded to pay. He insisted that the meeting should be rescheduled. He firmly demanded that the meeting be moved. Assert is about stating something confidently but without pressure. Insist is about demanding something or standing firm on a point, often in a way that is harder to ignore or refuse. Okay. That's a quite big difference here. Assert. Warranted means deserved. If something is warranted, there is a good reason for it and it can be accepted. Do you think capital punishment for littering is warranted? Your hard work has definitely warranted this promotion. Okay. What constitutes just war has been debated for thousands of years. Some assert that it is never justified in any scenario, while others, believing there are certain situations where it is undeniably warranted, reject this view. Undeniably. Okay, next. Opponents means like someone who against. Opponents of warfare under any circumstance. Opponents of warfare is like people who against of warfare. Opponent, a person who disagrees with something and speak against it or tries to change it. Yeah. Opponents of warfare under any circumstance typically argue that war is expensive and traumatic and causes unnecessary loss of life, so it must be avoided. They also claimed it leads to social issues such as internally displaced people and refugees. Internally displaced is like having no place to stay. Displaced, having been forced to leave your home, for example, by a war or dangerous event. Thankfully, even though thousands of people were displaced by the tsunami, no lives were lost. They distribute food and other aid to displaced civilians. Okay, I'm gonna just check this. Okay, next. On the other hand, those of the opinion that work can be justified often cite provocation. Provocation is like a trigger of anger, like cause confusion or anger. Cite, I don't know. Similar to reference. To mention something as proof or a theory or as a reason why something has happened. It sucks that my report was turned down just because I forgot to cite references. She cited 3 reasons why people get into debt. Provocation, an action or statement that is intended to make someone angry. He loses control at the slightest provocation. Often cite or cause, I guess, provocation. Infringement of a country's sovereignty and another country abusing its power to commit crimes against its own citizens. This just goes to wage war. Wage war means to describe intense or sustained efforts to achieve a particular goal. In this business world, companies often wage war against their competitors to gain market share. Sometimes individuals have to wage war against their own inner demands to overcome personal challenges. Wage war, to describe intense or sustained effort. Wage war. The convenience store chain has decided to wage a war on waste by offering food that is close to expiration to homeless people. Okay. Infringement means breaching, an action that breaks a rule, law, etc. Uploading someone's line conversation onto Twitter is a complete infringement of their privacy, isn't it? The report argues that the penalty for online infringement of copyright should be increased. Sovereignty, the power of a country to control its own government. Talks are being held about who should have sovereignty over the island. Sovereignty.262 262? Sovereignty, 主権統治権. A state is comprised of 4 elements: government, territory, population, and sovereignty. Okay. On the other hand, those of the opinion that was can be justified often cite provocation, infringement of country's sovereignty, and another country abusing its power to commit crimes against its own citizens, it just goes to wage war. 国際法に、違う。一方で戦争は正当化され得るとする人たちはよく相手国からの挑発行為や国家権威の侵害、そして相手国が権力乱用によって自民国に罪を犯した場合など、宣戦布告の大義名として挙げている。Even in Japanese, it's hard to understand. On the other hand, those of the opinion that war can be justified often cite provocation. Often cite provocation, infringement of country's sovereignty, and another country abusing its power to commit crime against its own citizens. It just goes to wage war ってことか？うん。難しい。Next. Both sides generally agree that there are rules and codes of ethics that should not be violated in times of war. Violated. It's like, again, breached or to break. In times of war, such as bans on violence against civilians and vulnerable populations, including the elderly, injured, and sick. Both sides generally agree that there are rules and codes of ethics that should not be violated in times of war, such as bans on violence against civilians and vulnerable populations. Vulnerable is like weak kind of state. Okay. To break or act something against something, especially a law, agreement, principle, or something that should be treated with respect. Okay. Oh, this was hard to... Let's do one more chapter and finish the stream. Chapter 23. Politics. As political systems and ideologies such as authoritarianism and totalitarianism typically deprive people of basic human rights, cause corruption and bribery, and do not reflect the will of citizens. And democratic regimes have become the dominant form of government around the world. What is this? Political systems and ideologies ideologies. Ideologies. A set of beliefs or principles, especially one which a political system. Ideology. I. D. Ideology. 306. Ideology. We use it as katakana. Ideology. Their ideology emphasizes individual freedom and personal responsibility. Ideology って何? I don't know. ある個人や社会集団によって共有される思想や信条、世界観などを意味する言葉です。Okay. Such as authoritarianism and totalitarianism typically deprive means to take something, especially something necessary or pleasant, away from someone. I think it's really important that I don't let people deprive me of too much of my free time. He claimed that he had been deprived of his freedom. Losing his job deprived him of his sense of security and stability. Deprive, take something away. To take something, especially something necessary or pleasant, away from someone. Oh, okay. Typically deprive people of basic human rights. Those corruption and bribery. And do not reflect the will of citizens. ああ、そうなんだ。Democratic? What is this? Regime. Have become the dominant form of government around the world. 民主主義ってことか。Okay. Corruption, bribery はわかるね。Corruption. Corruption と corruption があるよね。Corruption ないか。Collapse と collapse は違うか。Illegal, bad, or dishonest behavior, especially by people in position of power. 一応入れとくか。Corruption. Bribery is like to send money to get a better position or something. Next. However, the voter turnout rate in parliamentary elections has experienced rapid decline in recent times. Authorities have been constantly urging eligible voters to voice their opinions with limited success. Eligible ってなんだっけ？忘れた。Eligible voters to voice their opinions with limited success. The number of people who are present at an event, especially the number who go to vote at an election. In recent years, the voter turnout rate in Japan has been falling. Good weather on voting day should ensure good turnout. なんでこれ2個あるんだ？Parliamentary, both or relating to a parliament. It's embarrassing to see a lot of diet members dozing off during a parliamentary debate. The voter turnout rate in parliamentary elections has experienced rapid decline in recent times. Authorities have been constantly urging to strongly advise or try to persuade someone to do a particular thing. Ah, ちょっと違うか、思ってたのと。Eligible is like eligible. It's like someone who has right to do it. Yeah, eligible. Having the necessary qualities or satisfying the necessary conditions. Next, for example, the political apathy, lack of interest, and indifference of eligible voters. Indifference, lack of interest. Indifference も似てるのか。In Japan can be attributed to several factors, including distrust of political institutions, voting not being compulsory, and the burden of traveling to the polls. Compulsory, mandatory but more by law rule. If something is compulsory, you must do it because of a rule or law. I'm not going to take the training if it's not compulsory. Swimming was compulsory at my school. Okay. I've had a lot of help throughout my life, but attribute most of my success to my parents. Okay. What is the difference between apathy and indifference? Lack of interest. Lack of interest in someone or something. Or attitude of not caring resulting from it. The apathy towards politics is evident in the low voter turnout during elections. His apathy toward his job is starting to affect his performance. A little jealousy may be a positive thing because indifference can kill a relationship. Many native speakers of a language show indifference to grammatical points. Okay. Next. Although various solutions have been proposed to elevate the number of votes, such as increased penalties for non-voters, promotion through social media influencers, and absentee voting. Absent. これはわかるかな? Which allows ballots to be cast prior to election day. No silver bullet has been found so far. Ballot. Piece of paper on which you wrote you vote. Hmm. 期日前の選挙ってことか。うん。prior。これもかけとくか。Okay. Oh, that was a tough one. I couldn't finish 5 chapters. But it's fine. Okay, let's finish the stream here. Thank you for watching, and see you in next Tuesday from 10 p.m. JST. Bye bye.